Hello Year 3. Today we are learning about Sikhism. We are learning to explain who founded Sikhism and where this took place. And our success criteria, our steps for success. I can name who founded Sikhism. I can explain how Sikhism was founded. And I can locate where Sikhism was founded. So, can you name some of the main religions of the world? Christianity, Judaism, Hinduism, Buddhism, Islam, and Sikhism. So this timeline shows us that Hinduism was founded in 2000 BC and Sikhism was founded between 1469 and 1538. And then you can see all the other religions along that timeline. So Sikhism was founded by Guru Nanak in the 15th century in India. He was the first guru. He came from a small town called Tawandi in India, about 40 miles from Lahore. It's now in Pakistan, and it took place 500 years ago. Sikh traditions teach that his birth and early years were marked with many events that showed that he was special. He was born into a merchant Hindu family, and he grew up in a village where both Hindus and Muslims lived. He was sent to a village school to learn the Sanskrit language and maths, and to study the Vedas, which are the sacred Hindu texts. He then attended a local madrasa, Arabic word for an educational institute, where he learnt Persian and Arabic, as well as reading Islamic literature at the time. Even at an early age, he was inquisitive. He was really interested about the meaning of life and what God meant to him. As Nanak grew and became a man, he thought about God all the time. People thought that he was a dreamer who wasn't interested in working. One day his father gave him 20 rupees and told him to go to the city, buy something and then resell it to make a profit. So to buy something and sell it at a higher price so that he came home with some money. But when he arrived at the city, he saw some monks, some religious people who looked pale and ill. They told Nanak they had not eaten for 3 days. So he bought food for the monks and took it back to them. When his father found out, he was very angry, but Nanak told him that feeding the hungry was a better way to spend the money, rather than to make a profit. Nanak's sister could see how very cross his father was, and so she decided he should go and live with them. Nanak's first job was a shopkeeper at Sultanpur. He would often explain his ideas about how to love and follow God to people who gathered in the village, and some people began to call him a guru, which means teacher. Then one day, when Nanak was about 28 years old, he got up before dawn and went to the river to bathe and say his prayers. But he disappeared, and all that was left were his clothes. The villagers searched everywhere for him, but could not find him and thought he had died. 3 days later, Nanak suddenly appeared and remained silent for a whole day. When he spoke, he said that he'd been with God and had been told to tell the people how they could become closer to God. He said that all people were equal in God's eyes. There is only God's path, and I shall follow God's path. From that point onwards, Nanak's life was changed. He treated Hindus and Muslims the same, but he didn't belong or follow either religion, even though he's learnt a lot about it when he was younger. He travelled around different parts of India, searching about and teaching God's message. The people who listened to him were known as Sikhs, a word that means learner. Nanak became known as Guru Nanak, God's teacher. Guru Nanak spent 20 years making 4 long journeys and sharing his messages. He finally settled in the village of Kartarpur on the banks of the river Ravi, where people would gather and pray together. In the evening, everyone would cook and eat together, no matter if they were rich or